had game 4, and he just got nervous, started swinging, and just let it get away with from him. The nerves were there, and it's like
with K. Rool, you're playing a character where you have to be on point all the time. You know, you got a good recovery, but the disadvantage is a struggle. It's so difficult to.
You know what?
We
are starting the only way they know how.
And here we go. So.
Hey, man,
here we go for the qualifier for the Ringland Smash Invitational. This is also, of course, losers' quarters as far as the actual bracket. The other 4 who are still in are all qualified. So this is going to be Steve against K. Rool. Steve was banned for a bit in this region, with Shine announcing him not being banned. He is re-allowed.
Which has been a little bit of an awkward adjustment, right? People just got speaking of adjustments, crazy parry there coming out of the gate from Bruho. Not only are these 2 players, right, young up-and-comers in the mass team, they're also doubles partners, too.
They are. They know each other so well.
And they've never had more on the line in a set against each other than this, and already Just Blue wants to just lock it down.
Yeah, Just Blue off to a great start, but of course, K. Rool, a character who can swing wildly very quickly. He's character does a lot of damage. We saw that up throw. That's the most damaging throw in the game, not including ones that like have some sort of special effect, like Shulk or Olimar stuff. But it does over 20% just the up throw, and he's got all kinds of things like that to just put out damage, potentially get early kills. But it is so hard to lock down Steve. Even with the the slow regular movement speed, you always have the threat of minecart, you always have the threat of anvil, and the up smash out of nowhere is going to tie up the stock count. But Just Blue does have Diamond online.
Yep, and able to build a little bit of a wall underneath that platform, set up a lean-to for himself, right, to prevent and to jump on in, and still able to close it out with the anvil. But Bruho's movement has been impeccable, but no matter how good your movement is a character like K. Rool with such a large body is still just such a big target. There's sometimes nowhere to go.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do in this matchup as far as on defense. The neutral I actually don't even think is that bad for K. Rool, but it's really just once you get hit, you're taking so much damage every time. And we also saw that punish with the footstool out of shield into the anvil. That is such a threatening option. Steve's out of shield game is not bad already, but it is so much stronger when he has that frame 4 kill option with footstool into anvil.
Yeah, right, that coming out just 1 frame faster than the buffer, so not or slower than the buffer, so not remotely reactable. And now the minecart are coming out, finding the command grab, putting you off stage. Bruho has just got stuck in the corner repeatedly, and whereas a lot of characters, K. Rool can kind of take the punishment on his belly armor and keep on chugging, find those hits, take those early stocks as you were talking about. Against Steve with Diamond, with Gold, the pressure is relentless, and you just run out of steam.
Yeah, and we saw Mr. FALLGUYSFAN over there with a really strong showing game 1, and there's a certain point where it feels like there's only so much Bruho can do once he gets hit. And I think it's all about, can he win neutral, control neutral like all the time? And K. Rool's neutral is pretty solid between Crown and the forward air. Forward air, one of the best aerials in the game, and a bunch of other big buttons. But just you're going to get punished so hard, you have to avoid getting punished in the first place in a matchup like this as often as possible. And
between game, Bruho just shaking off those hand warmers, swiping the sweat off his brow, just taking a breath, resetting. Cannot let him get tilted. That, knowing he almost had it, is what cost him the set against Sharp, and now he's trying to remain calm, down a game, find some pressure, and make better use of the tools that just let him out-contest Steve, right? That belly armor on neutral air, on crown toss. We didn't see the opportunities game 1, but already we're seeing him make those adjustments and find a much quicker start to game 2.
He's doing a lot better here. He's really abusing forward air as much as he can. That forward air is such a ridiculously strong tool. But the grab just barely outranging that. This is a rough situation.
Yeah, but not having the iron there, able to allow able to get a dodge. I don't know why Bruho took that. It felt like he was trying to slip off plat and then just got himself a little bit caught. So still able to trade out, but great DI there from FALLGUYSFAN, from Just Blue to survive. But that's a big bouncy belly, man.
That is a really strong counter there, countering the minecart. And is that going to be enough to kill? No, he's able to mash out in time. And yeah, this is a better start. Oh, parry as well.
That was such an unexpected F smash. We haven't seen Just Blue go for a lot of those raw F smashes to there, right? The Jake smash, if you will. But for Bruho to parry the first one was immaculate. Already now taking 54%.
There goes the lead.
Yeah, Steve.
Yep, that's how it be. Oh, the up smash. It might have been the anvil a little lower there, but that's a little too high up to go for that up smash.
Yeah, he's trying
and there
to,
it is, finds the downer through the platform.
He's trying to use that slight shift back when you extend to kind of arc around it and catch you over the top, and unfortunately just isn't able to find it when it matters most. Gets the second one though, but 102%, right? Has to find a way to hold on. Beautiful angling there, riding that wall back to stage, Winters. And right now, Bruho is found the adjustments and is giving himself a chance at evening the setup.
Yeah, Bruho really making the most of a lot of K-Rool's tools. K-Rool, I feel like, got a bad rap early on in this game, and people are kind of realizing this character's not bad. However, he is, you know, he's not amazing. You really have to be so precise in neutral, and that's what Bruho is doing this game, as we do see Just Blue get that second stock off. This is a significant percent lead for Bruho still.
And there was the movement that I was talking about before, right? Just the empty hops in, the dash dancing. Feels sometimes almost like he's playing a little bit of a melee character, just the way he utilizes his grounded movement outside of things like shot, outside of the ult tech you might expect. And has just been so disciplined about saving his resources, mixing his recoveries up. Going high is a risk, but I
think he'll take that. He knows he's not going to die to that, and he very well may have died if he went in that offstage situation. He took so much damage from one interaction, but you know, he keeps the stock, he's still alive, and he'll still have the percent lead technically.
And that was a super smart too high wall there, leaving the little gap between the plat and the wall, which allowed Just Blue to come out, approach, swing that back air, and then just take the center stage. And once he had that, you've got Bruho in the corner, which is where he struggled, well, stuck under the plat, which also means, okay, he has to commit to a jump or commit to the ground, because once he jumps, right, he's gonna either land on the plat and get up smash, or he's not, and so Just Blue can just put him in that checkmate scenario. It was a beautiful sequence that started with just literally leaving a gap where most teams would build a 3-high wall and keep taking a 2. Just Us Blue is adapting on the fly and making some really smart structures here. The question is, does he have enough map to close it out, or can Bruho find the reverse 3-0?
That's going to be rough. 3 games in a row in this matchup seems like a tall order. Certainly possible. We've seen Bruho do some crazy things. And he's off to a good start here, but we've seen the difference in the punish game, and it's rare for K-Rool to be outclassed in the punish game. I think that's sort of what this matchup boils down to. Because we saw he had a huge lead. He took 1 hit, and it was all tied up the last stock. And now we're seeing a similar thing here. He has to win more interactions so often in this matchup. His recoveries have been very good, though, and he stayed alive in situations where it didn't seem like he really would.
Speaking of good recoveries there, right, going past ledge to go back to it just to create that extra little bit of pressure, keep Just Blue second guessing, and that's going to give him as well kind of a banked option for later where he can just go right to ledge. Normally Just Blue might call it out, but instead has to respect it and is going to find the stock there. Winters, Bruho has made the adjustments, started off faster and faster each game, and if he wants to make a reverse 3-0, that is a good way to start.
Well, that's it's not going to do it though. He's going to survive that.
Oh, he's got a big, heavy belly, man.
that neutral air is such a good tool. It's really a crucial thing that keeps K-Rool being such a usable character. I'm not going to say particularly strong, but neutral air is really one of his most important tools.
And one of the things that we see Bruho doing, I like that FTL, even though it trades lose him to the stock, is finding other moves that use belly armor, utilizing the entirety of K-Rool's kit and empty hopping around with the threat of neutral air. You'll watch how little he actually uses it throughout all the sets he's played today. It's more he uses the threat of neutral air to find openings for the rest of his kit and find early stocks just like that.
And that down air is such a crucial part of K-Rool's toolset. Really your big kill confirm option, down air. Of course, ground bounces into up smash and then later into up air. It'll kill confirm from as soon as it starts comboing into up smash and killing. It'll start to kill confirm and it will work for basically forever. by the time they're out of range, they should be dead.
And I love that. By checkmate, you DI out, you just go off the bottom, you DI in, you get called out by that up air. Bruho is just swinging right now, gonna get the footstool, but it's still not gonna close it out. And with a whole extra stock to work with, he is positioned very well to get himself on the board. That being said, it's not over until the fat lady sings.
Of course, and we got still a lot of damage here. He might die to anything. Still survives the minecart hit. This is a rough shot, though. Still tech
Wavy tech.
I think the down smash catches the roll. Not quite going to kill, but this is a very good spot for Bruho. One more hit to get on the board. A little late on the dash attack to punish neutral get up.
And what a weird, just singular up air there, right? Just as a get off me tool. Not something you would normally see, but Steve can kind of just do that sometimes, right? He's so low to the ground that it doesn't matter. Bruho gonna get on the board. It's a place to start. He has to win 3 straight with all on Steve's counter picks. However, it's not really a big
Yeah, Steve is not really a big
factor here.
stage character. I feel like he builds his own stage a lot of the time. So
He is in that, but it's not traditional, right? He's picking
Yeah.
a lot more for whether he wants
it's based on the
more
materials
iron,
rather than
exactly,
the layout.
or more
so.
resources. Against a character like Rool, though, who's going to break your walls regardless,
Yeah.
you want more resources, but at the same time, those stages are places like Town, places like Smashville, where you're gonna die.
And
so
Smashville is a
much earlier.
particularly good K-roll stage a lot of the time as well.
Exactly.
So we are seeing the counterpick to small battlefields, similar layout, different materials. That is, of course, really the main relevance for stages here.
Less space as well, right?
And
So
yeah, a
this
little
is
bit
something
smaller.
and smaller blast zones. So this is something where Bruho can't get away, reset, control the pace of the game with Crown the way he was before. But if he can contest these scrap situations and not just got caught out by jab and up air and up tilt, he is gonna have a field day against Just Blue here, possibly in this game number 3.
And the start certainly looked good for Bruho, but a good parry on that downer through the platform. That is nearly impossible to punish for most characters.
I love that TNT just at ledge. He was looking to set up the up tilt, right, to find that trigger from below, but Bruho finding his way around it and the up air to take the stonk that would not have killed at that percent on PS2, but that's Just Blue's counter pick working against him early.
And this is a pretty big lead here. Obviously, no lead is safe in this matchup on either side, but especially against Steve. And but that's a pretty significant lead here. Not even that much percent. Certainly, Steve has ways to kill you at 97, but this is not typical kill percent for someone as heavy as K-Rool.
And I love that angle, recognizing it's going to perfectly align with where Just Blue's sitting on that block. The stomp not going to find the Barry Winters, but the pressure is there, and Bruho is locked and loaded. He wants this game fight fast.
It lands in mid-air there. I've never quite seen
He
that
landed
interaction.
on the crafting
Yeah.
table, but he shouldn't have been able to. That's in the background. Was it a D? What happened?
I have no idea what. I wonder if they got caught sort of between the platform and the block somehow, and that just like looked weird.
I don't think he wasn't on the plat though, because he was below the plat. Like he was on the crafting table. It was
What a
really
recovery in the up airs
Are you
through the
serious?
anvil. That was beautifully done from Bruho. Up airs through the stage, gets past the whole TNT setup, then up airs directly through the anvil. The head does have just a little bit of time where it can be intangible through that, and the hitbox is strong enough to beat it out.
And I like that cannonball, recognizing you're just, hey, take a little bit extra, taking the hit.
That was so
missing
smart.
The tech, but still able to go around the world. Steve is gonna have gold, but doesn't have diamond just yet. However, in order to find a way in, you will need to limit that mining faster. He's gonna get it as soon as you take the stock. Bruho is racking on the percent, but this is the best case scenario for him right now.
When he nares through the crown as well.
Oh no! Is that it?
Yeah. And that is a game. Yeah.
That was a 3
Bruho gets the 3 stock, and especially smart there to not panic up B at the end. Obviously, he air dodged to stay alive. Even if he lost the stock, it didn't matter. But really smart to not up B and save him in there as well. So we're going to get 5.
He air dodge. He wanted the 3 stock.
Yeah, he
so
wanted the 3
bad.
stock.
And now, what's crazy is, right, we're talking about being a tall order, but not only is Bruho coming into game 5, yeah, he doesn't have counter pick advantage, but he does have not only 2 games of momentum, but a 3 stock in game number 4.
Yeah, and he 2 stocked him in the game before as well. I mean, this has really swung in Brujo's favor, and we're right back to PS2, so the stage pick isn't even that much of a factor here.
Right, but it being a little bit larger allows more time for Just Blue to back off, right? We saw him not get diamond on those smaller stages, but has been able to here on the much larger PS2, the largest on-field space we have in Ultimate in a legal rule set. So the question is, how can Bruho find the ways in and limit those resources in the way he's been able to with less space to work?
Oh, trying to contest without up tilt. K-roll up tilt's a really strong move in close quarters like that. It's also fairly difficult to punish for most characters. For most characters, it's going to be like, okay, you might get your weakest out of shield punish, but the thing is for Steve, his weakest out of shield punish is about 60%. So it is still very dangerous. But Brujo's doing a great job just kind of contesting Steve buttons when he can and trying to back off when he can't. And now he's losing here, but he's still not really out of control.
Yeah, and this is one of the things with K-Rool too, right? And with any super heavy, they're going to take a lot of percent, especially on these stages where they can't quite control the pace of the game. And they just have to be okay taking that rage, picking their spots carefully. And you see Bruho, he's doing a lot of just patience in trying to tax Us Blue's resources and pick his spots, right? He's not overcommitting. He's not trying to lose it early and chip away as much as he can. He needs to find more, though, in Winters. How can he make this adjustment with full resources online for Steve?
I love the play there to wait to mash out till the last moment. He accepts the anvil hit and then recovers low around it. But, of course, can't get around the next one.
He went low, too, because he saw that Just Blue was out of iron. And so was like, okay, I can wait. I can recover safely. He has to go back. But Just Blue went, realized he had iron exactly on deck in that set rotation, mind once and then jump back off stage with it again. Put the clap on him and now ready with the DI Winters.
Yeah, the running F tilt is going to take it. Definitely catching him holding away there, trying to run out of that situation. He saw K-Rool approaching, but wasn't quite ready for the clap.
And now, one more chance. This second stock is going to be integral. Bruho can't go down 50-60 again, right? He doesn't have that extra space to work with. And with Diamond online as well, you have to be scared. This is where Steve snowballs, but these cannonballs are so smart. The blunderbuss is coming in clutch, but he needs to get his way out of the blender.
And I love just the matchup knowledge and the player knowledge between these two is incredible. And we saw that, like, Blunderbuss does not have combos typically at that kind of range, but he knew with the added hit lag of it hitting the minecart, Steve being stuck in that for a moment, that he could get an up air. Ends up getting a huge conversion to take a lead that, of course, he's now lost already, but it's still a very close game.
Yeah, but dislodging the diamond, especially if you can find it before Just Blue gets the next one, is going to be huge for the rest of this set. Right? If Just Blue can get a second diamond, there it is. He now has to deal with this playing from behind, even if he takes the stock first. The rest of the game, I like that, not angling the shield to risk the shield break. Instead, just taking the poke. Okay. Still going to lose his stock. He's not out of the woods yet here, but he needs to find this one quick.
This is definitely rough for Bruho. Plenty of ways to kill Steve at this percent, though. You know, a down air will take it at this percent.
Diamond on deck, 2 Winters.
And yeah, this is...
He just refreshed fully. This is...
Got new diamonds, and he'll have new diamonds if he has to do a third stock as well.
That elf, Just Blue is... Just Blue's feeling it. He's like,
it's convenient that that is a very strong shape to put down.
Yeah. Are we sure it's convenient? Are we sure it's not just all... It's strong, but it's also like, let's be real. They're also doing it because it's DF.
Almost, not quite going to reach the blast zone, but... It's a good situation.
He sucked himself into the block.
Oh, almost ready for the conversion, not quite able to get it. And there's a lot of damage coming down. That's exactly what Bruho was trying to avoid, that 60% combo.
And now, like, just trying to find a way to close the stock out from the wall, but Just Blue gonna play this one patient. Bruho just having to cling with the anvil, not gonna find the stock yet. PS2 once again, keeping you alive for so much longer. The Blunderbuss gonna send it out, and Winters, one stock to decide who goes home, who continues on, who qualifies for any ESI.
So tight, gets the minecart hit, but way too far to follow up. 62%, honestly not a huge difference in this matchup. That's one hit a lot of the time.
Especially with K-Rool, right? All it takes is getting you at ledge, inhaling you with that blunderbuss a little bit. Now iron is being used just to build walls, gonna give Just Blue some time, but his resources are a lot more limited than they might seem. This gold is, and the iron is gonna go away quick, just trying to find the minecart. Diamond is the X factor, but Winters, Bruho has every opportunity to still win this one.
Yeah, we really see here that Bruho, or that Just Blue rather, has all of the major materials. You see him kind of recrafting diamond again and again. Still got to go some gold as well, but he was low on materials. Winning neutral there has let him refresh quite a bit. Now we're at the point where the materials probably shouldn't really be an issue for him, and it's just going to be on Bruho to break through this wall. And there's a big up air. That's a good way to get started.
And that anvil just saved Just Blue. You could see Bruho looking for the second up air to lock it on out. Now a 4-high wall just saying, hey, stay away at all costs. I am feeling momentum slip away. Just Blue is trying to find a way to hold on.
This is such a tight set. Bruho really bringing this back. At this point, something like a downer up smash will be able to take the set.
And 3 iron, you see Bruho trying to... Oh, the panic, the scrappy is real. They are trying to find any way to close it out. Both players want it bad. They are nervous. They know what is on the line. Can they find it? They are locked and loaded. Winters with Just Blue in the corner. This could be huge.
The up air that high certainly would have taken it. This is a last hit scenario at this point, even with the percent lead for Steve.
Oh no, and the trade when it matters most, but the clank back, just reset stage control, that extra diamond not gonna matter much at this percent.
Yeah, shouldn't make any difference at this point. At this point, the next big hit should take it for either side.
And I like the patience. 90 seconds left on the clock. Use every second you have. You don't want to be the person who holds forward and gets called out in that initial dash. Loses the game. Bruho gonna get caught, lose the stage control for it, but the wave bounce on the crown gonna give him another chance. Hold on one more time. 1 hit left. Who's gonna find it?
He's got such a good setup there. He was able to get a lot of materials backs. Oh, rolls out of the setup.
The strike first, the strike second. Nobody finds it. They're starting to swing. They're starting to scrap.
Against the wall.
And he kept himself with the advantage.
Oh, he missed it.
Missed the minecart.
That was supposed to be anvil there.
And it's actually Bruho now playing with more patience, taking less swing. He got high in the house, and when it matters most, Bruho just gets locked out of his own house. He lost the house key. Both players you saw getting up immediately, giving each other a full-on hug. Again,
what
friends,
is that?
competitors. teenagers,
doubles partners, and training
Like,
partners as well.
they
And
knew
that
how
we
much
saw,
they wanted
it looks like Bruho had a shot right back in it. We saw the footstool anvil miss there, but really just going aggressive with the up smash. You wonder if maybe the forward air hits in that situation.
It, unfortunately, it
where
kind of doesn't, because the way that platform is built here with the wall, you see, right?
Yeah, where he is,
With how
he's gotta
big
be
Cable
like, he's
is.
gotta get around it ahead of time and just not be in that situation.
He kind of got trapped and baited in because we hadn't seen a set of anything like that from
he really put him in the
Blue.
house, put him in the
And
contraption. Looks like
to-
the Breath of the Wild
exactly.
situation.
And as well, like, it was that Just Blue had kept backing off in the stage. He'd build the ceiling,
Exactly.
build the wall, and back off. And then at the very end,
He
once
runs
they
right
started
in. Yeah.
swinging, once they started scrapping, that's when he capitalized. Before that, too, Bruho was doing great. He was putting him back against the wall himself, so if he got hit, he could tech it. He gave himself every opportunity, but eventually it just ran out. Congratulations to Just Blue.
Yeah, Just Blue
For
moving
being
on.
the second Massachusetts team to qualify for the New England
Oh,
Smash
that's
Invitational.
true. Yeah, Just Blue
Shine.
moving into top 4 and of course going to NESI.
Yeah, Shine rubbing their hands with that.